Welcome to In the Margins, where we spark connection through stories. I'm your host, Laura Lynn Donahue, and each week I invite guests to step outside the lines and into the margins with me. You'll hear the untold stories, the stories of risk and reward, of triumph and trial, and everything in between. Thanks for joining me. Let's dive in. Welcome to In the Margins. I'm your host, Laura Lynn Donahue. I'm so excited about today's interview. You are going to be wowed by this woman, let me tell you. Now listen, she has so many accolades that I'm going to read them off because I want to make sure that I get in as many as I can. I'm impressed and you'll be impressed. So get ready to meet Malaysia Harrell. Malaysia is a military veteran turned spiritual transformation coach, psychotherapist, keynote speaker, and best-selling author. Malaysia served in the United States Air Force and the U.S. Public Health Service Commissioned Corps, bringing more than 2 decades of clinical expertise to her work. She guides women out of trauma and into purpose. She is the founder of Blissful Life Consulting and the Malaysia Harrell Foundation, which empowers women, especially veterans and survivors, to heal, reclaim identity, and align with their next chapter. Malaysia is the author of God Has My Six, a powerful story of overcoming illness and redefining purpose, along with other transformational works that center on healing and faith. Her accomplishments have been recognized nationally. She's received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award for over 4,000 hours of community service, the Trailblazing Woman Award from the Impact Awards, and an honorary doctorate for her humanitarian contributions. Wow. Aren't you really excited to get to talk to her and get to listen to what she has to say? Because don't we all need some transformation? All right. So I am thrilled to welcome my guest today, Malaysia Harrell. Malaysia, thank you so much for being with me today. I'm thrilled to get to meet you, even if it's virtual.
Thank you so much, Laura Lynn, for having me. I'm just so grateful to share space with you today.
Oh, well, I kind of want to dive in because you have done and continue to do so many things. So for our listeners, I'd love to give them a little background, your military experience, maybe if you want to touch on your illness. I would like to kind of set them up to know kind of where we're going with this beautiful story.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So like many people, especially women who've grown up in trauma, we tend to go into professions that we become the helpers, right? And I think a lot of us do it to look at, how we can understand humanity, maybe even protect others, or, whatever is the reason, heal ourselves. So I had experienced a lot of childhood trauma. And I decided to, go into all these different jobs. And it wasn't until 9/11, I had been in high school. I was in junior ROTC. I've always been of service, helping the mayor campaign, like all these things, being in leadership. And it wasn't until 9/11 when I said, okay, today I'm going in the military. Like I knew, because I was in my master's in social work program at the University of Maryland. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And I thought, oh, I'll go into criminal profiling.
Okay.
I'll be Clarice Starling,
Right.
all of those. That's what I thought, because I had already worked on death
Well, why
row.
not
I was a
think it?
correctional officer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Protect the world.
Right.
And so I went into the military and into the Air Force. I loved it so much. I got to travel the world. I mean, it came with a lot of challenges, but the military is actually perfect for people who've been through trauma, because some people wear, overcoming as a badge of honor, and the military gives you accolades, you get promoted, and you're still, you're in leadership positions. And so it's perfect for the people who use, outside success as their level of validation. And it can be challenging because eventually that's going to end. And so again, in 2020, I was at the height of my career. I had made captain slash colonel, depending on which service you're in. And by that time, I had transferred into United States Public Health Service. But in 2020, the height of COVID, I was deployed and
Mm,
I came back, and it was very challenging after that. I
mm,
knew that the deployment was really traumatic
yeah.
and I couldn't really grasp everything at the time. So I started exercising so much. And
Mm,
I was, one night I woke up and I was in extreme pain.
oh,
Came back, got up, I crawled to the bathroom. I didn't wake my husband up,
oh
right?
gosh. Yeah, of course, right?
And no, I did
Don't.
races, bodybuilding. I know pain.
Yeah, right. Yes. You don't.
We do this,
Yeah,
get a
that's right.
little tiger balm,
Yep.
icy hot, heat,
Yep.
So anyway, crawl to the bathroom. But guess what, Laura? When I got to the
Right.
bathroom, I couldn't walk. I couldn't get up.
Oh no.
So I'm crying in the middle of the
Oh
floor.
no. Oh gosh.
And my husband hears me. He comes and he picks me up. He's like, Malaysia, what's going on?
Mm,
And I'm like, I'm in extreme pain.
yeah.
So we went to the hospital a couple times, but when you go to like emergency places, a lot of times they just gave me morphine, took a x-ray and sent me home.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like I knew I was transitioning, like this was a level of pain that was unlivable.
Yeah.
So my husband's like, we're going to the military hospital because he's a veteran too. So we
Okay.
went. I was in Walter Reed. I was there 4 days. They had, for those of you who know Walter Reed, it's a
Mm.
military training hospital. So they had interns, residents, everybody in there with notebooks trying to figure out what's wrong with me.
Oh yeah.
And so day 4, they come in, the doctor says, Captain Harrell, we can't find anything. We're sending you home today. And because you just got back from deployment, we're sending in the psychiatrist. And I was like, what? Like, am I imagining this? Because I was like,
Oh
I've done mental health for
yeah.
almost 30 years now. I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute now. So long story short, I had sepsis.
Oh my goodness.
So I would not
Yeah.
have made it. And so even at that time, I couldn't be a patient. I had to make sure that I spoke the language of providers so that they didn't put me on the mental health side because I knew I was out of here. And so that was a big part of my journey
Yeah.
that I think really relates to the broader good because a lot of us are what we deem as society deems as successful.
Right.
And it's not until that you're stripped of all of that, the ranks, the titles, the positions, the relationships,
Mm.
that you're forced to deal with yourself and look at yourself and who you truly are.
Yeah.
And in the military, you're wearing a mask at all times because you're wearing a uniform. You don't even know your first name. And so what happened was when that happened, and I ultimately had to medically retire last year, I had to find out who I was. And so now I get this the other side of it, right? But all those traumas from all those years that I had boxed up so nicely in the closet,
Mm-hmm.
like the closet just broke,
Yeah.
like the door fell off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I encourage people to deal with it, right? Don't
Yeah.
wait and say, oh, I'll deal with it later. Like figure out a way and
Yeah.
incorporate that into your healing journey. And so you're not left to a point where you're not able to recover because some people are not able to recover from something like that.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, I had 9 surgeries. I was 254 pounds. I had Bell's
Mm.
palsy. So people
Oh.
see what I am today, but they
Uh-huh.
didn't see, what it took to get out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are no overnight successes, right?
I wish there was
There's
like
such a
Cinderella.
misnomer. Yeah, exactly. Magic wand, here you go. Well, that's, your own trauma, each individual is personal to you, but we all, I believe, experience some sort of trauma. And
Exactly.
how we deal with that ultimately is what moves us along or keeps us stuck. So, what you did is after you were well, is this when you started the Blissful Life Consulting?
Well, I started it actually in 2017 because I was
Okay.
like,
Oh, okay.
I'll do 30 years, I'll make admiral, but I probably need to have a plan post, service. And
Yeah.
so what I did was I started it because I
Okay.
knew in treating so many patients that, doing talk therapy was only part of the solution.
Mm,
And we
yeah.
needed to look more spiritually and holistically, with supporting people through their journey. Because I
Mhm,
saw military members just come in and come out, come in
mm,
and come out, every base.
mm, yeah.
And of course, you deal with stuff everywhere you go, but I wasn't full time. Like I just did, I did events here, workshops
Yeah.
there. But yes, it caused me to really transform and to go full time into the
Mm,
mental health and holistic wellness solutions business. And then, of course, with my nonprofit, I founded that last year as well, the Malaysia Harrell Foundation. So we
mm.
provide these solutions to veteran women and other underrepresented populations.
Okay. Wow. As a person who's been through all types of counseling, including talk therapy, and
Yeah.
I can relate and really appreciate your heart for wanting to bring holistic view because it's
Mhm.
not just one thing, is it? It's so many other things. I love that you created this foundation to help women, and it's particularly, like you said, veteran women. Is it usually when they've experienced? Do they come to you with heavy trauma because of their military experience? Is that what you mostly see?
Not well, a lot of women, military women, or people who've been in the military have experienced some level of trauma or
Yeah,
toxicity. Not everybody,
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of the women that work with me are actually, they have businesses. They're
Hmm.
actually, very high revenue generating women.
Yeah.
I have a retreat coming up. And so, yeah,
Ooh,
there a lot of them are business owners. Because think about it, you're managing all these big things in the
yeah,
military,
yeah,
and so, but different people are in different places, but most of them are entrepreneurs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Do you have a lot of people pleasers?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
would be me. I just
Yeah.
always,
Not necessarily military women, just patients in general, because I have mental
mhm,
health patients, but a lot of people who've, had parents who were just really toxic or
yeah,
really experienced a lot of narcissism. And
yeah,
I mean, they literally walk on eggshells
mm,
everywhere that they go and they realize, like, oh, I mean, sometimes they don't realize they keep going from job to job thinking that
mm,
things are going to get better at that
right,
job when we need to really kind of look at what is the focus of
yeah,
what's causing you to have these experiences.
right,
So that's one thing, coming from a empowerment,
mm,
strength-based perspective. Because when people come and they're just talking about everybody else, they did this
yeah.
to me, they did that to me. And, I just went and recently saw Eckhart Tolle because I listened to his
Oh,
book so much, The Power of Now, when I was
mm,
in darkness. And he really talked about the role that we play in our own suffering.
mm,
And I was like, "Woo, that's
yeah,
like you don't think about it."
yeah, 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 and it's so true because, well, a lot of times we're taught or, environmentally to ignore it
Yeah.
and just get
Don't
through
say
it.
anything. Don't, what do they say? Don't stir the pot.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't be that person that's gonna do this and that. But listen, I could have boundaries and I could say, you know what? If this environment's not for me, then I don't have to do it. I can
right,
make money doing something else.
right,
So,
right.
yeah, I may not have to come in there like a martyr and change this environment, but
Mm.
my health is not going to be impacted by it. That's the difference. Yeah.
Somebody, this is not exactly the same thing as far as the saying goes. Your hurry is not my problem,
Yeah.
basically.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, and it's true. I mean, we've got to take care here first of ourselves so that we can bring others. Because when you do experience healing, you have so much to offer,
Yeah.
even if it's just over a cup of coffee.
It's so true.
Yeah. Um, so in Blissful Life Consulting, do you are there particular skills that you teach, or and I'm sure you talk about, peace and maintain or arriving at some type of peace within. Will you touch on that just a little bit?
Yeah, we offer so many options for holistic wellness. What I love is that there are so many different types of wellness resources that are available.
Mhm.
And what I love is that we have the opportunity to work and customize a program for any individual.
Mm.
So, like, one size doesn't fit all. And some
Right.
people may say, well, I did therapy before. A lot of people have,
Yeah.
right? Different
Yeah.
times. I've done cognitive behavioral therapy. So, you come to me and it's like, have you done EMDR? Have you done
Mhm.
all of these things? But now teaching people to incorporate mindfulness as a daily practice, like brushing your teeth, that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And mindfulness is not necessarily me sitting on the floor, holding my hands a certain way and
Mhm.
meditating.
Right.
It's getting out in the garden,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
It's planting. It's
Yeah.
maybe doing pottery.
Yeah.
It's some people is running.
Mhm.
So some people say, I can't turn off my mind. And I say, really?
Mm.
What have you done that when you do it, time doesn't exist? My painting, dancing,
Mm.
running. You can't have all that stuff on your mind running. I'm telling you, you're going to fall
That's
on your
right.
face.
That is right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So start where you are, right? And so we peel back the layers and really identify what that is. And so it's not a sense of sitting on a couch talking about your whole childhood, staying in that darkness.
Right.
We're going to acknowledge that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if someone's in acute PTSD, then get you your EMDR and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. But let's go ahead and look at giving you the daily tools.
Yeah.
Let's do a
Yeah.
lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's not just within, sometimes it's without. Because the people who are so controlling, like leaders who are like, I can't, they don't even want to go there in their feelings. They don't even want to touch it.
No. How
I
could
say,
they?
okay, we're going to start with your closet. We're going to start with your closet.
All right.
Your closet is a visual representation of you.
Interesting.
And I
Interesting.
just had this talk with a client because, and I didn't even know about her closet. I just brought it up because I know for the women, I get a lot of high achieving women. And
Uh-huh.
I just know we're not really getting all the way in there. So sometimes I'm going to give you a task, right? And she's like, my closet is so, she was like, I can't give away anything or throw away anything. She said, my
Mm.
closet is so heavy that the hangers, everything just fell to the ground. I said, well, would you say that you feel the same way? She's like, yeah. Oh, you got clothes in there that you could fit when you was a size 2. You still got it in there hanging on.
One
Well,
day. Forget it.
no, get it out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get it
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah.
And so again, we meet you where you are.
Mm.
And so there's no one side, but there's all different, approaches. I have the Line Success Academy where I help people to transform their personal and professional life. So we
Mm.
basically do a complete rebrand. But so those words are great,
Yeah.
but it's really healing yourself. We have
Yeah.
a healing program that is going to allow you to step into the highest version of yourself. And when you do that, your pocketbook's going to elevate too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Clearing the
yeah,
clutter, so to speak.
clearing the clutter.
I was
Somebody should write a book on that. Clean your closet.
clean your
Like,
yeah,
seriously.
not Marie Kondo though. I know, she's wonderful, but she made me feel a little inferior.
Is she?
Well, she didn't make me feel. I think I am good at comparing myself,
Okay.
and so I was able to declutter, but there were some things that I was just like, yeah, this one's I can't do quite that much.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's fine. It's at
yeah.
your level.
Yeah.
Right. And that's so when I was going through my stuff, I got my whole closet redone. I
Nice.
mean, I'm wearing clothes. I wore uniforms before. I
Yeah.
actually, the uniform closet that I had, it was a huge closet filled of a million uniforms because I worked for the
Oh,
Surgeon General of the
sure.
United States. So I had to have all the uniforms. Do you know
Right.
I transformed that closet into a library?
Oh,
You can't hang no closet. You can't hang no uniforms up there. You know what I
it's
mean? Like
gone. Yeah.
when I talk about transform, I'm talking about rapid, I mean, like real change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not, okay, Imma hang on to some of the stuff, and you got jewelry you had from your ex-boyfriend, and what?
Yeah.
We gotta get rid of some of this stuff. But I actually I binge watch her or listen to her show while I was sitting there because I
Uh-huh.
couldn't really take care of myself a lot. And
Yeah.
so I would do I take one drawer,
Yep.
and I do all the bras in that drawer, the underwear in that drawer. And
Yeah.
but what I liked about her method? Actually,
Yeah.
what's funny that we're talking about? I'm signed up to attend one of her workshops tomorrow.
Are you really?
I am. It's a free
Wow.
workshop.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
This is no,
Well, that's really random.
I get synchronicities like this is how I know. When we talk about spiritual transformation, is being able to see from beyond. So
Yes.
because when we just look at what's in front of us, we're like, this ain't good. The country's falling and
Yeah.
this thing going on and that thing, and people are arguing and people are in lines for food. You're like, Dad,
Mm.
this really sucks. But if you look at beyond that,
Mm.
in the
Mm.
spiritual realm, there's little nuggets that come up and you see a glimmer of hope. And
Yeah.
that's why I teach this. But I really liked Marie because she really talks about the gratitude piece.
Mm.
So when we talk about forgiveness, because a lot of our work is forgiveness and gratitude as well,
Okay. Yeah.
that's a healing modality in its own right.
Sure. Sure.
So when you take that, I don't know, that pair of socks that your grandmother gave you when you were 5 years old, and you're
Right.
like, I just remember her cookies. I remember her during the holidays. I miss her so much. You don't need all those things. You could say, you know what? Thank you. She thanks it. She
Mm.
thanks it. And then she says, now it's time for you
Mm.
to serve someone else. That's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Mhm.
Right,
You're
because
right.
now you're still this is still the love, and
Yeah.
now I'm just transmuting and transforming this energy to now bless someone
Mhm.
else.
Yeah. Well, and you're not skipping you're not skipping the emotional part of it. You're staying with that,
Right,
so you get that sense of closure,
right.
and then you can give.
That's the difference. So maybe I'll have a little box with grandma's stuff in it, and I'll
Mhm.
have a nice little shadow box or something where I can have her keepsakes, and I
Yeah.
don't have to keep every single thing that she ever gave me.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting that you mentioned synchronicity because I was having coffee with a friend yesterday, and I've been like what is the word? Synchronized, it seems like,
Yeah.
with things that have been going on around me,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think a lot of times we don't acknowledge them and we miss them. And in a way, I I, I don't know, does it ever feel miraculous to you?
Yes. Every
Yeah.
day. So this is funny. I wake up in the morning
Mhm.
and I ask for guidance to
Mm.
show me what I'm supposed to see today,
Yeah. Yeah.
to show me because I can't tell my patients or the clients and patients
Mhm.
stuff and then I'm not incorporating it in my own life.
Of course. Yeah.
I have to show it. I want you to feel this when I'm talking about it, so
Mhm.
you'll know it's real,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So today, and this is really real. So there's a chance I may not be getting paid on the
Okay.
first because of the government shutdown.
Of course. Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I started getting nervous and all the human feelings that we have, like, okay,
Sure.
I mean, I ain't gonna be put out the house tomorrow, but how long this gonna
Right.
last?
Yeah.
And so I got up and I said, like, God, tell me what I'm supposed to do. Like,
Mm.
I'll either ask for guidance on how I'm supposed to help someone else,
Right.
which I did the day before yesterday, buying
Okay.
fruit from this lady who and her
Mm.
daughter who was selling fruit on the side of the parking lot. Something told me to go bless them.
Mhm.
Way overpaid for
Yeah.
this. Like, wait a minute now. I could have got a bag of groceries. But it was something God told me to do that.
Mm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
today, well, it wasn't today I was nervous. Yesterday I was kind of think about it because it's getting close,
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
so I was like, my husband's like, oh, you're gonna be fine. And
Yeah.
so something said, you know what? Go and open up some mutual fund accounts.
Mm.
Like lean into that
Yeah.
energy. you
Yeah.
know, as opposed to running away and saying, oh,
Yeah.
how am I? Okay, let's see what we could do with our wealth fund and kind of manage
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then, so as I'm walking to the bank, because I had to go from the investment bank to my bank, to the other
Uh-huh.
bank, because I had to get some money moved over or whatever.
Right.
Right next to me, parked, was this beautiful white Bentley. That's my dream car.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a
Now,
gorgeous car.
I won't have, if I had it today, I won't have nowhere to drive it. Let's be honest. It'll
Yeah.
probably was, but it's so beautiful. But
Yeah.
to me, it's the exact color with the
Yeah.
peanut butter inside. It's the exact, those are signs to me.
Yeah.
These little signs, and then now you're talking about Marie Kondo. I'm signed up to, because I was gonna blow it off. I was like, let me just see what she got going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, you talking about Marie Kondo. I'm talking, but that's how it
Yeah.
works. And when
Yeah.
I hear the same kind of message like 2 or 3 times, I
Mhm.
really hone in on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's paying attention.
Paying attention. So I was being told today that you are more than abundant.
Mm.
You're the lender and not the borrower. You know,
Mm.
when I saw that, that's what
Yeah.
that, so it's not like, oh, I'm not, I'm not worried,
Yeah.
right? And then a
Yeah.
check came in the mail today.
Wow.
A check, actually, so a check came in the mail and money came through Zelle today. So
Wow.
it's these
Yeah.
little things. To me, I call them tiny miracles. I used to have this tiny miracle segment that I did
Yeah.
live every Thursday.
Oh, nice.
I call them tiny miracles. They're big miracles, but
Sure.
they're just, it gives you the opportunity to look at those little synchronicities or miracle, whatever word
Yeah.
you want to use. They could
Yeah.
be downloads.
Yeah.
Some people use the term download, but there's a
Mhm.
message
Yeah.
that you get. And it also gives you some inspiration. You can see beyond the nonsense,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
chaos. We can't operate in chaos.
Oh.
So let me see that message. Let me see that. And I look, so when you start to look for it and
Mm.
expect it, like you said, we don't normally acknowledge it, because if I'm looking at Instagram, then I'm not going to see it.
Right.
If I'm watching, I turned on a TV the other day. Everything is die now, kill. Do you ever? I
Oh.
was like, is
I
that just our TV?
Oh, it's not, unfortunate I mean,
'Cause we don't have cable anymore, so
yeah.
we have the ones that you have to, scroll up and
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
whether it's Netflix or Hulu or Disney.
Yeah.
Everything is, and I'm like you got to get out of that.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
get out of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it's toxic. And even, choosing what you listen to or how much you listen to, makes a big difference. At
Yeah.
least it does for me.
Yeah.
If I spend too much time listening to news that I don't want to hear, and why am I doing that? Today I'm like, why are you listening to the news?
Yeah.
It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't bring you joy.
It doesn't.
And you know what my answer to myself was? This is what it often is. Because I want to be, quote, educated. But I don't think that's a good enough reason.
Yeah.
Because don't you think with things that happen, the most important ones that you need to be aware of, aren't they going to come to you somehow? A friend's going to sit down and tell you about something, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know about the hurricane coming toward Jamaica. I didn't read about it, but
Yeah.
my husband told me about it. I,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just it doesn't
It
have to
does. Yeah, we
be.
don't have to be inundated, but me
Yeah.
living in the DMV and
Mm,
seeing, people saying, "Oh, what's going to happen with the stores if people don't get paid and they don't get
yeah.
food?" I'm not going outside
Yeah.
without any
Yeah.
reconnaissance. You know
Yeah.
what I'm like, the military, the reconnaissance. I
Yeah.
I rather stay home than to walk out in some nonsense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just I need to know a little bit,
Of
because I want to make
course.
sure that I don't walk into anything. I mean,
Yeah.
knowingly, to the
Yeah.
best of my ability. But yeah,
Well, when our safety is on the line, I mean, we
yeah,
need. You're right. We need to know.
yeah,
There's some things we definitely need to know.
yeah.
There are other things I wish I didn't know, but I do.
No, you're right, but we don't have to be inundated, right?
Right.
But you're right. The minute you look at it, now you're going down this rabbit hole.
Mm,
You
mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
White House is being, reconstructed. Who paid for that? Did they get permission? Because I was
Yeah.
active duty and you couldn't take more than $25 gifts from people. So like you're just like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what is going on? And then you're
Yeah.
just like going through this rabbit hole, like what's going on? But then I'm like, does that really concern me? Not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you gotta
I
pull it back.
yeah, you gotta pull it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, "Well, that's the people's house. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You didn't ask anybody on
Yeah.
purpose. And I
Yeah.
did. I kinda got that, like, fiery personal rage, I guess not rage, but just
Yeah.
irritation inside of me.
Well, it's just part of our history. Like I
Yeah.
worked, very closely with the White House, and you just
Yeah.
think about I used to go there as a child, in ROTC and
Yeah.
tour the White House. And,
Mhm.
again, I came in the military because of 9/11. So
Yeah.
I have this level of patriotism and care
Mm.
because I've actually lived in other countries. I lived in
Yeah.
Korea. I've traveled all over the world.
Mm.
And to me, this is still very beautiful. We have a lot of privileges
Yeah.
that a lot of people are not afforded at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing that I think about is the level of gratitude. So if it is
Mhm.
being changed, again, just imagine you love something so much and someone just
Yeah.
comes and takes it and changes your whole house. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
said, it's our house. And so you think about it a little bit. And I think that's
Yeah.
okay. I think,
Yeah.
but to
Yeah.
get
Sure.
enraged and go into the rabbit hole and listen,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, is this really but I thought
Yeah.
about the events that I went to, the tours
Of
that I
course.
led, working, the volunteering. Like it just makes you think about your past and
Yeah. Yeah.
so you think about it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do think about it. And, having lived in other countries, it I have not lived in other countries, but I have visited other
Yeah.
countries. And especially Haiti and Ecuador. We have a son from Haiti that we adopted when he was
Oh
4.
wow.
Yes, he's now 15 and like 6'1".
Oh wow.
So, but I don't know if you came across this, but there in the poverty, in the gunk, in the mess, in the gutter, there was still joy.
There was. Sometimes it's more joy though.
Yeah.
It's so
Yes.
weird. Like when I volunteered or did
Mhm.
things for people who had less. And I
Mhm.
remember when because I didn't have stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And I remember like we had this park in Massachusetts called Riverside. They didn't have Six Flags then.
Okay.
So it had Mountain Park and it had Riverside. And that Riverside now became Six Flags, I think New England.
Okay.
But they used to have, I think it was Wednesdays, it was like a car, like one price per carload.
Oh, okay.
So we would put 1,000,000 people in the car. You know what I mean? Like bring like
Yeah.
a clown
Yeah.
car.
It's like clowns in a
And guess
bug.
what? We didn't have money to buy food at the place. We had those
Mhm.
little jugs, the
Yeah.
little Kool-Aid jugs. We
Yeah.
had tuna fish sandwiches,
Yeah.
and I remember I used to be like, I want to buy the food there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I look back, because now you going to Disney, you paying $20 for a burger,
Oh
right?
my gosh. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just for probably the burger, probably not even the fries and the soda.
Right. No, you're right.
Think about how much fun you had with your family when you had
Mhm.
nothing.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
enjoyed it more.
Yeah. Well, the experience, it's the experience
It
that we
is.
value. It's
It
not the
is.
things that we value. It's who we're in community with
It is.
and who we're loving and who's loving us in
Yeah,
return. Um, and I, we have too many choices.
we do. And I think it allows us to become not, or allow us to not focus so much on having gratitude.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
I'm in the shower, think about it. Like you've traveled places that didn't have a good shower.
Yeah.
Costa
Yeah.
Rica, it's cold. You might get
Yeah.
one drip. The
Ecuador. Yep.
bugs in there with you. Or going
Oh,
in
yeah.
Korea, some of the places where you go into the bathroom in the ground in
Mhm.
this little squat pot.
Yeah.
So when I go to a bathroom indoor, I'm like, and having a shower in the morning,
Mm.
I
Mhm.
try not to stay in there too long. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to be mindful of the earth and the reciprocity of
Yeah.
taking care of our earth, just the different things. It gives
Yeah.
you, when you think about it, it just gives you so much more joy. You don't have
Mhm.
to worry about, oh, what's going on around you, right? You're like,
Right.
I'm grateful for
Mhm.
this. I have all this stuff. I don't need
Yeah.
anything.
No. No.
And when
Yeah.
you say that, then it frees you. It just
Mhm.
takes all that negative energy, all that chaos.
Yeah.
It just removes it. And that's when you start to really feel peace.
Mhm.
So that's what
Yeah.
I encourage people, that gratitude and forgiveness, those are the biggest pieces of
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah, and even, those tenements are in AA. I mean,
Yeah,
those are crucial.
that's right.
They're crucial for healing.
That's right.
With all of this that you've learned, all that you've come through, your experiences, I know that you have 3 books, is that
I
right?
have, yes. Well,
Okay.
I've been in many publishings.
Yes, many publications, right?
Yeah, so I'm in a military and families textbook.
Oh, nice.
I did a co-authorship, but I do have my solo project coming
Mhm.
out called
Yeah.
God Has My Six.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's basically for me, it's many things, but number one, it's a gratitude book
Yeah. Yeah.
for being alive. But it is my memoir, but it also talks about, my approach
Okay.
and the aligned success formula for healing.
Yeah.
So meeting you where you are, because that's where people, struggle the most, is getting started on their
Yeah.
healing journey. They don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
And so this really gives you a blueprint to guide you through that process.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so I was blessed to write it.
Yeah.
And my goal is to make sure that it helps other people to transform their lives or to get out of darkness. But
Mhm.
also, 10% of the proceeds are being given for suicide prevention
Oh,
efforts.
wonderful. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
that's wonderful to have a give back like that. Um, well, for those of us civilians who don't know what it means when you say God has my six,
Yeah. Everybody says that. I forget to say, this is what
yeah,
it so
tell
in
us.
military terms, the clock is what determines your direction. So it's code.
Okay.
And your 12 o'clock is ahead of you and your 6 o'clock is behind you. So it
Ah,
means that God has my back, because there will be times on your journey, even if you have family, even if they're living in the same house, that you're going to feel very lonely, because
mhm.
people are not you're not going to understand who you are or who you're becoming,
Yeah.
and they're definitely not going to
No.
understand your language and your transformation and your change. And so
Yeah.
there's going to be, a little dynamic of learning there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it is for you to become the highest version of yourself.
Do you use that ever as a mantra? God has my six?
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
used that for a mantra before any of this. I
Okay.
always
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny that I named the book that, because I always said that. I
Mm.
always said that.
Yeah, that's that's good. I'm excited about it. I've done a little bit of reading and have been anticipating. I knew it wasn't out yet, but
Yeah.
I did try to find it.
Yeah.
So,
No, we'll send you the link and
yeah.
everything once
Oh,
it's
good.
it'll be out the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
Oh, good.
I'm so excited again,
Mm,
just to,
mhm.
you know, you don't have to be alive.
Yeah.
Like, people wake up and we're sad and but how do you know you're going to be here tomorrow? And how would you have wanted to spend today?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything that I do, and I've had to cut back on a lot. You said, "Hey, you do a lot."
Yeah.
I don't do everything anymore. I
Sure.
do things that are in alignment. And so
Mhm.
before, in the military, you have to do, mandatory fun. You have to be around people you really don't want to be around sometimes.
Mandatory fun? Is that what you
Yeah,
said? Okay. All
mandatory
right.
fun. Yeah, fun.
Yeah, right.
Hail and farewells every Friday. You got to be with your command.
Mhm.
I miss some of it sometimes now though,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, I only want to do what brings my soul joy
Yeah.
because I can't do my ministry or my mission
Mhm.
without having that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an important reminder because oftentimes we take on projects or we're just saying yes and yes and yes because we know we can do it,
Oh yeah.
you know? But it doesn't mean we should do it. It doesn't mean we need to take all of that on. And I mean, I learned how to ask for help when I had twins.
Okay.
You can't do two. One with
No,
one person.
no.
You have got to ask for help.
Yeah,
And so everything that we can do is not necessarily what we should be doing.
that's correct. And as you get older, you think that you're still that younger person
Yeah.
and your body is impacted. Your body, mind, and spirit is impacted differently.
Yeah.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So like
Yes.
I only have a certain amount of energy that I can use for certain things and then I
Mhm.
need a replenishment.
Yep.
So I got to fill my cup up first. But yeah, looking for the joy in
Mm.
everything. So now I
Yeah.
get to do retreats with women and, do workshops and do coaching
Yeah.
programs and speak all over the world. I'm going to
Yeah.
London to get an award and to speak. I'm
Wonderful.
blessed. Like I could be depressed in the corner somewhere,
Yeah.
sucking my finger. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't take it for granted. And I think once you do overcome,
Mhm.
if you don't use your platform or your mission or your ministry for good,
Yeah.
I feel like those are the people who struggle the most. It's like you're bumping
Yeah.
your head up against that wall because you're not doing so like Eckhart
Yeah.
Tolle said, what role are we playing in our own suffering?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and I mean, that's a great segue into the Malaysia Harrell Foundation that you have set up I I'm impressed with what you want to do, to empower women. And tell me if I'm correct about this. Is this the organization where you put in 4,000 hours of service? Was this through your foundation?
No, my
No. Okay.
foundation, I just did, but I've been
Okay.
doing volunteer work
Yeah.
for so many. I mean, that's my life has been
Yeah.
volunteering. So
Well,
like if
yeah.
you had an organization, you call me, you're like, "Hey, I want you to come speak to the community." I'm coming out there. My
Okay.
church is giving away, you know,
Mhm.
purses and putting together hygiene products or
Yeah.
food. Me and my husband are there. We go to the food bank.
Yeah.
So service is what I do, but I've done a lot of hours since it's been
Yeah. Oh, well,
inception.
yes. I
Yeah,
bet you have.
I
Yeah.
just say what could I have used? And I
Mm.
say, okay, that's what I'm going to give. And then I
Mm.
also talk to the women to say, hey, what could you use? And
Yeah.
so one of the
Yeah.
things is, especially with the entrepreneur or leader women or
Right.
corporate, we are networked out.
Yeah.
Business card, electronic business card. Let you scan
Yeah.
my phone. I scan. We are networked out.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it's
we're
so
going to
true.
start in January. We're going to start having monthly events that are completely fellowship. Now, if you meet
Oh,
someone and
yeah,
you have synchronicity with them, of course, change information. Maybe you will work together. But the
yeah,
purpose of this is to have fun. Like we are
yeah,
sisters. So we're
yeah,
going to do lipstick making, candle
mm,
making,
yeah,
body butter making. We're going to do spas.
mm,
We want to go to the Chinese inspired head massage. We want to go to Bali and Spring. We want to go to some of the spa. So we're
yeah.
just going to do different activities. And for my retreat, we're going to the lavender farm in
The
Virginia.
lavender farm. Oh, how
Yeah.
wonderful. I've never been there, but,
Yeah.
I know of what you're talking about. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you what was on the docket for your retreat, but that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to the lavender. So we're gonna do some really cool things because it's from the 10th through the 12th.
Okay.
And so what we're gonna do is we have one segment that's called the table.
Uh-huh.
The table is going to be beautifully decorated. We have a celebrity chef coming. and
Mm.
she's gonna facilitate. She's Of course, we're gonna have great food, nourishing
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
but we're gonna have that discussion about bringing people back to the table.
Mhm.
When our grandparents, our parents, our ancestors,
Mm.
they didn't go to fast food. They ate
Mm.
at the table.
Mhm.
Everybody ate at the table.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have that workshop. We
Mm.
have massages, we have sound bowl energy
Oh,
healing.
yeah. Yeah.
So and we're ending it all because we're checking in on Monday. We have all day. Tuesday, we're going to the lavender farm as well. We're going to do a hike. We're going to do some, forest bathing. We're
Uh-huh.
going to teach people about forest bathing and all the evidence base behind that. We're going to end with checking out and going to Bucky's.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about
Oh
childhood
my gosh.
healing. Inner child healing. We going to Bucky's.
Oh, for those who don't know what Bucky's is, look it up. It is, it's its own world, um,
Yeah, it's a
in
Disney
and of
World
itself.
of gas stations.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
and it's a good place to stop to go to the bathroom. They keep the
yeah.
bathrooms
The most
immaculate.
beautiful
Yep.
bathrooms, exquisite bathrooms.
Yeah, yeah, and everything. I mean, oh my gosh, that's so fun. I love that.
Yeah.
We stopped at a Bucky's. Where were we going? We were going down to Georgia and then down to see my daughter in Florida. We stopped at a Bucky's, my husband and son and I got my picture made with Bucky.
I did too.
You did?
You
See,
mean where you took it with Bucky?
he was there. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was there. Yep.
I have a picture with Bucky. Yeah, because we brought my mother-in-law because for her birthday,
Aw.
she wanted to go to Bucky's. That was her first Bucky's. It was all of our first Bucky's, but we
Yeah,
went for her birthday
yeah.
and I got a picture with Bucky.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
so if some of our listeners, if they were interested in your retreats, do they go to your website? Is it
They can
Malaysia?
email they can email info@malaysiaharrell.com. We
Okay.
have 2 more spots open. So,
Oh,
it's a very intimate, we're
yeah.
in a beautiful luxury cabin. It's gonna be
Mm,
anything I do is kinda really nice. The other
yeah.
event that we did last year for veteran women, it was
Mm.
so highly attended. So many women from the VA. The
Oh,
VA sent
nice.
their whole team over there. It was so beautiful. The screen, we have to
Oh, yeah.
vet. And if you're not, we have a veteran spouse coming too, but if you're not a veteran and you're a woman, like you can
Uh-huh.
still be considered as well.
Oh,
But we
okay.
just want good center. We want, everybody that's kind of aligned to
Yeah.
attend together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I was curious about you mentioned forest bathing,
Yeah.
and two pictures came to mind, two images.
Yeah.
One is sitting in the forest and taking it all in as though it were a bath. The other is standing in a waterfall naked and bathing yourself.
Oh, yeah. Those are all really, really good. And this time of year with the fall
Mm,
foliage,
uh,
I mean, it's like a miracle to your eyes, just
mhm.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna take in I love the fall. It
Mhm.
used to not spring and winter were my favorite because I was born in a winter,
Uh-huh.
but now because I can't do the heat like that anymore,
Yeah.
the fall has become so beautiful for me.
Mhm.
And I just
Yeah.
enjoy it so much more.
Yeah. Are your
Yeah,
leaves turning up there?
they are.
Yeah.
This
Ours are just
already
starting.
have the fall foliage going on.
Yeah.
And Massachusetts and New England had the most beautiful. I remember those from
Mm.
childhood. And so it makes you think about that too.
Yeah, that I mean, there's so much beauty in the world that has been created for us to enjoy,
That's right.
that we miss. I have a friend who she keeps her eye out for hearts in nature,
Mm.
and so it might be a heart-shaped leaf,
Yeah.
or it might be a carving or cut out on a tree, a marking, and it's so lovely. It's like she's looking for love in all the right places.
I love that. Oh, I love that. That is
Yeah,
but that is exactly what it is, right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
see what the attention that you put, the energy that you put for an intention or your
yeah,
focus on, that's what you're
yeah.
going to get more of. So if
Yeah,
she's looking for hearts, she's going to find more joy. She's going to
yeah,
find more love. I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. Mhm.
definitely. That would be fun. We live in the we our lot is wooded. We're in a neighborhood, but we have woods in the back, and so we've
Okay.
been watching the leaves change. But my husband carved a just a little bit of a path down, and it's just so fun to watch the leaves change, the reds and the
Mhm.
golds, and witness that miracle.
Yeah.
We miss that in our daily rush to
That's
be
right.
here and there.
That's right.
So mindful. I mean, that's also mindfulness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paying
It
attention.
is. No, that is exactly what mindfulness. So
Mhm.
mindfulness is being present without judgment,
Mm.
essentially.
Mhm.
Right? So it's not judging anything. And of course, your mind will wander, but you
Yeah.
just bring it, you acknowledge that. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And then you get back to, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a practice. It's something
Yes.
that you need to practice. People will learn that they can control the way they experience the world.
Yeah.
Even if you have trauma and memories and things that come up, you
Yeah.
acknowledge it, you feel it, you come back.
Mhm.
And so, but again, it's like riding a bike. You have to practice. You have to
Yeah.
actually do it so that when those challenging times come, it automatically comes up for you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're exactly right. I do yoga. Actually manage a yoga studio,
Oh,
and um, I'm not an instructor, but maybe one day. Uh,
yeah.
when I quit some of these other things I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I it is hard to remember that it's okay to have the thought, let the thought flow,
Yes.
and return to your breath or return to your
Return to
mantra or
yourself, the
return
art
to
of
yourself.
becoming. Just
Mhm.
return.
Yeah.
Return to who you always were meant to be. You
Yeah.
always knew that there was something
Mhm.
there, or somebody
Yeah.
told you when you were young, you know you're gonna be, I see this in your future,
Mhm.
go back to that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
there. It doesn't leave you. It may get clouded, it may be dirty,
Yeah.
foggy,
Yeah.
but it's still there. It doesn't leave.
Yeah. It doesn't leave. And what is beauty without some ashes?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you can't have joy and without sorrow.
That's right.
And the dance of the opposite emotions,
And
being
then the
able to
yang.
allow that. Yes, the yin and yang, absolutely. You're just beautiful, Malaysia. Your
Thank
whole
you.
energy and spirit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You yeah, well, it's from my heart. It's really sincere, and um really very honored that you are here and that you agreed to be on the podcast with me.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, it's gratitude. Thank you.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
didn't have to have a show.
I
And now you're
yeah.
bringing content that is going to help people experience their world in a different light. You don't have
That's
to
what
do this. A lot of work.
yeah.
You don't have to do
Yeah.
this.
You're right. You're right. I don't.
We get to do this.
We get to do
We
this.
choose to do
Yeah.
this.
And
And
it is
so,
special.
but me, that's an honor too, right? For you to even be in this, have this opportunity
Yeah.
for people to come on your show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. I'm so
Thank
grateful. And
you.
I've really enjoyed it. Feel in your background, it feels like we're in like, a living room
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad it looks like a living room.
Yeah. It looks like a nice living
Yeah.
room, like the
Oh,
side in
good.
a living room.
The warm. Okay, good. I want to translate warmth and
Yeah. It's a
welcome. So, well, thank you again for being
Yeah.
here, and I wish you the best on this retreat. Mhm.
And people can find me on all socials, and hopefully
Yep.
you'll have the links.
Yes,
But
I will.
Malaysia H Harrell on Instagram, and I'm on Malaysia Harrell. You can find me everywhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
info at malaysiaharrell.com if people are interested in the retreat or any other opportunities to connect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Malaysia, thank you so much for joining me today on In the Margins. Your strength, story, and dedication to empowering women are deeply inspiring. I'm honored to share your voice and vision with our listeners. And our listeners can connect with Malaysia at www.blissfullifeconsulting.com. You can find Malaysia on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at Malaysia Harrell, MalaysiaHarrell. So look her up and follow her, and can't wait to get to talk to her again.
Thanks for joining us in the margins. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Our social media handle is at Podcasting in the Margins on Instagram and Facebook. And please stay connected. Like, follow, and share our podcast. What you do can help our podcast be successful. In the Margins is produced and edited by Dawn Donahue. Our guest liaison is Kim Orendor, and we're supported with gratitude by W Brand Publishing, where your story matters. Thanks for joining us.